Hello. Okay. I am here and I am almost completely ready. My desk is a mess. Hold up. Okay. Did I do the thingy? I did the thingy. Yes. Okay. Anyway. We're gonna be playing Our Life again today because I want to play the story game because I like it. I might do another stream this maybe not this weekend, maybe Monday or something. And it will probably be Stardew Valley. And after that, I really do need to see when I'm gonna stream because my test week is like next week. No, the week after. And I actually do need to study. How much I hate doing that. It is something I need to do to pass my classes. I cannot just not study and show up to my test with like zero knowledge. I mean, I could do it. It would be terrible though. Yeah, no, I would not survive that with like good grades. And good grades, I don't know. I don't even know if my mental health depends on that anymore. Okay, and stream. Yay. Okay. Continue? Right. We were like in the middle of a story. I completely forgot about that. Kiara explained that she lived in a large city and she loved how peaceful and relaxing everything seemed in Sunset Bird. I do not like how it said seemed because that makes it sound like, I don't know, it's gonna be like a robbery. Like you jinxed it. The restaurant was busy as always. Busy as usual, but luckily you were shown right to a small table. I forgot how pretty she was. Kara lowered herself into the chair, while Cove picked the one diagonal to her, not facing her or to her side. It was awkward. This feels like, I don't know. I don't know how I would need to see this. This feels really awkward. I would be so... I don't know what I would feel if I was there in real life. Why is my phone frozen? Hold up. This is okay. I have unfrozen my phone, which is great. Let's see. To start, what would y'all like to drink? I will get orange soda.
Noted.
Noted. True? I forgot my character's name was True. I was like, who is True? Just water, soda, milk, juice, coffee. If I remember correctly, this was breakfast, right? Or like brunch. Like somewhere in the morning. It really depends on what choice I'm gonna make. Honestly, I don't even care anymore. This is what I did a lot last time. Oh, I don't think it even says like the brunch or something. It just said we're gonna eat something. So if the time is not set, I'm gonna go with soda because I love soda. Which flavor? Oh, you're giving me so many choices. I never had root beer. I've had ginger ale, but it isn't my favorite. Orange, grape, and lemon lime. I'm just gonna go with cola. Sure. Kara placed the order for your drinks, getting a black coffee for herself. Oh, coffee. Gross. And it didn't take long before they were brought to the table and set in front of you. You took a long sip of your drink as you looked around the restaurant. Your small group checked over the menus, deciding what to order. The last time you came here, the dish you ordered was amazing. You wanted to order something different this time. No, I would most definitely just order the same thing. No, my character's just floating right before the painting, like over here. Kara and Cove didn't need any encouragements for this. They were totally focused on the information in front of them. Soon, the meals too were ordered and the menus taken away. You I can choose what I'm gonna drink, but they're not gonna let me order my food. That's just rude. Okay. You glanced at the table surface, waiting to figure out what to say. Gov sunk back further into his seat and avoided eye contact. He started to twiddle with his thumbs while acting like all this was perfectly normal. His sour feelings today were unignorable. Instead of asking more open questions, he brushed off. Wait, hold up. Instead of asking more open questions, he'd brush off. Oh, Kiara had mercy on her son and instead put her focus towards you. Oh, we're gonna get questions. Hi, Jill. We're gonna be interrogated. What's your relationship to my son? How long have you known each other? What's your favorite color? I don't know any more questions, to be honest. So, true. What's a few things that you're into? There's gotta be something you do for fun. Especially now that you're not buried in school assignments. Oh, these are a lot of options. Can they not give me like 3 options? I would be fine with 3 options. I like to watch. Okay, I like to read. I like to watch. Games are fun. I like to play. I hang out with people. I'd go to the beach and I'm into sports like music. I spend time on art. I write things. I still spend time studying. Ha! Nerd. Fashion. I'm really into Cove. You're not gonna tell a mother. Okay, when you get asked, like, oh, what are you into? You're not gonna, like, by the mother of the person. You're not gonna say, I'm really into your son. I would just straight up die of embarrassment on, like, every side of that conversation. Games are fun. I like to play. Please give me good options. Or just not let me choose. Oh, board games, video games, card games, and video games. I like playing video games. I don't know much about them. Maybe you can show me sometimes. Sometime, whatever. Okay, I'm into video games, and I like to read. Fanfiction is not an option. Manga. I haven't heard of that style, but I'm sure it's very good. These are so many choices. Fiction novels. Me too. Nothing beats curling up with a good book. Okay, I'm also, I kind of want to just say I'm really into Cove. I want to know the reaction. I like to watch TV, movies, stand-up comedy, plays, people. I like to watch people. I mean, yeah. Oh, people watching is quite a unique hobby. My theater teacher taught me to do that. He would legit say, like, go out on the street. Or if you're out on the street. Like, look at other people with like the intention of seeing the way people walk, how they act, the emotions, that kind of stuff, so that you can increase your acting. Did you meant to send that P? Oh, no. I just looked at like the chat and it just said P. Should I go with I'm really into Cove? I really want to know the reaction, even if I would not say that in real life. I'm just gonna do it. What's the worst that could happen? I might just actually, hold up. I'm just gonna save. Yes. Kara had a sudden laugh and Gove gasped beside you. It wasn't dramatic enough inhale that he almost choked on his soda. You shrugged at the reaction. It was a truthful answer to the question. True! Gove whispered at you disapprovingly, obscuring part of his face with a hand. But Kara only waved him off and encouraged you to go on. The mom was like, spill the tea! We spend time enough. We spend time together when we can. I like it. Well, we have something in common. That's weird. I know she doesn't mean it that way, but like, this is a dating sim and that sounds just kind of weird. Kiara smiled at Cove, who didn't look too impressed by either of you at that moment. Yeah, I'm just gonna not say anything else. Thanks, I'm happy to learn more about you. There's so much I hadn't heard. Gove leaves the details out. He was trying not to pay attention, but you could tell he was uncomfortable. Oh. Hoping it would clear some of the tension in the air, you decided to ask Kiara a few questions of your own. Gove hadn't told you much about her, and you were curious to know more about this woman who was such a big part of his life. What exactly do you do for work? I'm a travel writer for magazines and things. I keep people in the loop on what's worth seeing. It's good work. Sounds like fun if you like traveling. Whoa. Oh my god. I just read the questions like, what do you like to do? Where do you live normally? Are you in a new relationship right now? Why did you and Mr. Holden get divorced? I'm not gonna do the last two because it's legit like, oh yeah. Spill all the tea. Give me like the darkest details you can tell me. Like, no. What do you like to do? Spend time with my little boy, of course, and traveling. A real shock, huh? Come on, I tell you basically every detail about what I read, what games I play, what else did I tell you? I don't remember. That I like your son, and you just give me these details that I already knew? That's just rude. We can ask all the questions. Where do you live normally? Nevada. Have you ever been there? No. You shook your head. It's a beautiful place. Check it out if you can. Are you in a new relationship? Kiara brushed the question off lightly. Not at present. Okay, look. I do want to know why they got divorced. But it also feels really rude to ask someone when it's like the first time you've met them. Like, oh yeah, no, it's nice to meet you and stuff. When did you and your ex get divorced? Oh, I can scroll back? I didn't know that was an option. I can just go back. Oh, wait. I'm just gonna ask, and if I don't like it, I will scroll back. My stepbrother did that to my mom. Okay, but like at the first meeting, like the first time your stepbrother met your mom, was that, oh my god. And I'm here like, oh yeah, no, it's common sense, you don't ask these things. What? I'm gonna ask it, because I just discovered I have basically time travel powers and I can just scroll back, but like, what? Oh god! Cove nudged you in the arm, and when you looked at him, he seemed furious. Kara was the question of lightly. That's grown-up stuff. You should enjoy your youth while you can without having to worry about all that. Okay, I'm not gonna ask that question. We're gonna skip it. I have seen the answers, and I did not like it. It didn't seem to bother her that the conversation dropped off. Cove sipped his soda angrily, slurping up the remaining drink with furrowed brows. He looked ready to run straight out of the restaurant. You weren't sure if coming along had ended up making the lunch better or worse. Well, at least there was some type of conversation now instead of just, like, silence. You made a silly face at him. You smiled at him. You gave him a sympathetic look. You flicked his straw wrapper at him. You left him alone. Okay, we're not gonna leave him alone. I would totally bully my friends if I'm uncomfortable. Okay, I feel either making a silly face or flicking his straw wrapper at him. I'm gonna make a silly face, why not? You stared at Cove until he glanced at you in annoyance. And then you lifted your nose with a finger and poked out your tongue. It took a couple of moments, but finally he cracked a smile, and that made you feel a little lighter inside.
Very cute.
Oh, you two seem really cute together. Is it just me, or is like the sound of the game really quiet? I feel like I have this loop like every time I play this game of like, oh yeah, no, now is the sound fine, and the next time I play it, it's like really quiet again. At least the voices are quiet. Hold up. No, wait, wrong button. I need this button. The voices are really loud. Oh, maybe I normally have my headphone a bit louder. But does that mean that it's like really quiet for you guys? Oh no, it's not on the loudest. Yeah, no, the music is meant to be soft because personally I struggle listening to something is like the music is too loud. So I set that one on my preference so that I can like think while speaking, but also if I watch things back, I can understand what I'm saying. But the voice can be a bit louder because they barely speak anyway. Just deafen everyone. Okay, no, we're going like here and we will see. If we get jump scared now, I'm gonna say I'm sorry in like advanced. Cove covered his face with his hands and leaned back in his seat.
Seriously?
Is that too loud? I mean, for me it's not that bad because they don't really talk a lot, but I don't know how loud it is for you guys. Okay, I'm gonna trust that you know what alright is and that we're not both just ruining the sound quality. Mom, why would you say that? You felt bothered too. You blushed. Thanks, we are cute. You just laugh. I really want to say this one. Like, blushing is one thing, because I would not feel bothered by that. I would maybe laugh. Blushing is not something I would do, but in this situation, maybe. I would say this sarcastically. Maybe. But I can see myself saying this. Very. Your meals were delivered shortly after that, and everything was so delicious even Cove enjoyed his food.
Okay.
Okay. Alright, now that we're all full and content, can you explain please why you've had a bug up your butt all day? I know about like a stick up your butt and like the meaning of that one, but a bug? That just... I thought the stick sounded uncomfortable. This sounds like way worse. Cove's face crunched at that. Seriously, baby, what did Mom do to make you this mad? I haven't even been around a full day yet. He grabbed the edge of the table, refusing to make eye contact. The words he spoke were barely audible over the din of the restaurant. You could have told me. She leaned forward to not miss anything else, eyebrows raised. Told you what? He finally seemed to find his voice and spoke the thoughts that had been on his mind. That I wasn't gonna visit you this year. That you were gonna be... Jeez, I'm too dyslexic for this. That you were gonna be coming instead. Can I make it a bit bigger? Hold up. Okay, no, I do not have this text outline. Oh. Oh no, that's worse. Medium. I would rather just have the bigger letters, but this is fine. Didn't you invite me? You wanted me here with you. Cove's eyes began to shake. His eyes began to shake? How would someone's eyes begin to shake? And his frustration ebbed. Like, I know they mean like he's gonna cry, but I'm taking this too literal. Like, just shaking eyeballs. And that's disturbing. I do not like that picture in my mind. I don't want you to, I do want you to be around, but I didn't know it'd be like this. It's not the same, and nobody said anything.
I see.
I see. Her expression grew tense. She threaded her fingers together and placed her hands in front of her on the table. You have both been gifted another Clifford surprise? Isn't Clifford like that really big red dog? Hold up. Clifford surprise. I legit searched for it and I get like the really big red dog. Yeah, no, I'm not gonna find anything googling that. Maybe it's an event in the game, but I just find the really big red dog. Referring to that as a Clifford surprise almost caused both you and Cove to crack a smile. You also had no idea his name wasn't just Cliff. Over 5 years, nobody had ever called him Clifford until now. His name isn't Cove? They were talking probably about his... Wait, what? Or are they talking about the dad? I'm so confused. Hold up. Okay, they are talking about the dad. I had to know because I was so confused. I just know him as Mr. Holden. I didn't know he was called Clifford. Okay. She smoothed her hair out, not letting go of her stern look. The more things change, the more they stay the same. They let out an identical sigh, but smiled weakly at one another afterwards.
I'm sorry.
I can go home, Cove. We can still set up a normal trip to my place before the summer ends. Cove's lips tightly closed together. He seriously pondered the option.
I mean...
I think I do want you to stay. I miss it when you're not there. My heart. She reached across the gap, grabbed his face, and planted a kiss on his cheek. Cove tried to wiggle away. Understandable. Mom, stop. I'm sorry. You're not. Parents always say they're sorry for things like that, but they never are. Okay, I'm sorry. Sweet young men need to be smooched by their parents. If I don't, they will take away my mom license. Kara was completely enthused by Cove's admission. Through a tone of seriousness that returned to her voice when the conversation continued. Do you want to talk to your dad too?
No!
No! Okay! Clear answer. Cove had snapped the word instantly, but reeled his annoyance back in just as quickly. Maybe later. Not today.
It's all right.
I understand. We can shelve it. Thanks, Mom. Thank you for talking to me. Little mister. Oh, I thought there was just part of the sentence missing. She grinned affectionately at him before turning your way. And thank you, True. Huh? What did I do? It's easy to act like a baby with your mom. It's harder to keep that up with the neighbor watching everything. Especially when you really care about what said neighbor thinks of you. She winked. Mom. She just rubbed his hair with a laugh, then moved her hand down to tap the end of his nose. And that was how the issue was resolved. At least between Cove and his mom. When the three of you left the restaurant and Kara had paid the bill. Oh yeah, she was gonna pay. Nice. You walked back to your neighborhood slowly. Okay, so it was not breakfast because the sun is going down already. So either they have been in the restaurant for a really long time, or it was more like lunch, late lunch, dinner. You had eaten so much by that time, you were beginning to feel sleepy. It didn't help that the lunch had happened late. Okay, the lunch was late. Question answered. And the sun was already beginning to descend from the sky. But eventually you reached your street. Someone was there to greet your group upon arrival. Welcome back, family! And True too. Cliff. Dad. The two walked past him into the condo without sparing another word. Despite the summer heat, their shoulders were cold. Ooh. Someone is sleeping on the couch. Oh, I'm in trouble. No, what gave that away? Like, I'm not even implying that, like, the divorced parents would share a bed. I'm just implying that both the mom and the son would just, like, force him out of his bed just as, like, punishment. He rubbed the back of his neck with a crooked smile, but his eyes were soft as he looked on after them. He's so much like his mom, don't you think? You gave a vague nod. Not sure what he was expecting you to do. He nodded back, far more energetical. I can read. Okay, have a nice night, True. To be honest, it's more the that I have a hard time pronouncing some words because I said I feel like I should use a Google Translate or something like that to like pronounce it for me because I most definitely am going to pronounce it wrong. Hold up. Let me quickly Google. I don't want to pronounce. I just. Okay. I want to know if I just typed it completely wrong. Okay, so this is word. This is the word that it sounds like when I'm saying it.
Lost glitch underscore wants to say feminine.
Feminine. And the word I pronounce that way is something completely different.
Lost glitch underscore wants to say famine.
Femin and feminine. I mispronounce femin so much that I got made fun of by my dad today. You too, Mr. Holden. With that, Ghost Dad disappeared to join the others inside. It was your turn to go home now. Summer hadn't started off at all how you imagined it would have, though it turned out to set the tone well. Having Kiara in the neighborhood was a new experience for not only you and Cove, but also both families, and a dull moment was rarely had. Yes! We have finally finished the prologue. Save. Okay, back to the game. Okay. Which memory will we be playing first? Wave, growing, family, dinner, or road trip? There's more? Okay, those are all DLCs. I cannot just skip them and just straight go like, and then summer ended. I would cry if... No, wait, I saved. I can easily go back, never mind. I would not cry if I pressed that button. Which one would I want to see the most? Honestly, I feel like just going from left to right again. Or maybe this time from right to left. No, that feels wrong. We're gonna start with Wave. The family shopping trip had lasted most of the morning, and you still had to unload everything from the trunk before you could go enjoy the afternoon. You cradled another bag in your arm as you headed towards your house. It was one of the heavier bags from the grocery store, loaded with fresh apples, ripe tomatoes, a bunch of carrots, and half a watermelon? Ma came out the front door and paused just ahead of you.
It's no trouble.
Need any help with that, True? I can bring it the rest of the way if you want me to. We are strong! We can carry it. Yes, please, it would be helpful. Yes, please, it was just too heavy. No, I've got it. You were doing fine. No, I got it. You just managed to hold it. You urgently agreed with a nod of your head. You needed someone else to take it. You didn't say anything. You could finish the job yourself. No problem. No, I've got it. I feel like I need to go with, no, I've got it. You could just barely manage to hold it. Like, it's almost falling out of my hands. I'm just standing there like, yeah, no, this is fine. I got it. No worries. Even if it was heavy, you wanted to bring it in yourself. Ma gave you an encouraging grin and rustled her fingers through your beige hair. I forgot I picked a hair color named beige and I was like, huh? My hair is what color now? You set the next bag on the counter. Your older sister began to root around inside for the contents with a sigh. Hey! Why aren't you carrying bags? Why am I doing all the work? How much is left? You're not even doing anything. Still a few more bags. With a huff and a puff, Elizabeth continued, putting away the groceries. Okay, never mind. And you retreated out of the kitchen before you could become the target of her bad mood.
Be careful.
Be careful, True. Oh, wait, it just says careful, True, but the character said be careful. Oh. You hadn't been looking where you were going and bumped right into Mom, almost stepping on her toes to boot. Sorry. I can give you a pass this time, but be sure to watch where you're going. If you run into the wrong person, you might get your license revoked. Wait, what? Walking license? She grinned at the bad joke as she continued through the door. Outside, Ma had started organizing what remained and putting back any loose object that had fallen out during the trip. When you stepped out to the trunk beside her, she took in a big breath of air, her dress gently swaying around in the breeze.
That's a shame.
It's a shame you had to spend the morning coped up in a shopping center. It's a beautiful day, don't you think? You tilted your head to the sky, gazing at the clear blue expanse. Yeah, it is. Days like today are my favorite. It's too hot. I wish it was raining. I like it best. I like it when it's stormy the best. I don't know the temperature, so I cannot say if it's hot or not. I'm just gonna say yeah it is, because that seems like the best small talk answer here. You closed your eyes and enjoyed the way the sun warmed your face for a few moments, before turning back to help Ma with the groceries. ... Oh, hi Cove. You noticed Mom waved over at Cove, who had just exited his front door, his surfboard propped up under his arm. Under one arm. Let me see. Surfboard and wetsuit? Where might you be off to on this beautiful day? Well, obviously he's going to the swimming pool. Duh. Where else would he go? Cove flinched at being called to so suddenly. He hadn't realized there were people out here already, but he quickly recovered. Good one, Mrs. Hope. He crossed the pavement to probably say hello to you and your moms. Hello, honey. It's a beautiful day for surfing. I haven't been out on the waves in a long time. I'm jealous. Cove smiled, pleased to have people around who share this hobby. Yeah, I'm hoping to get a few good waves before it gets dark. Do you want to come hang out there later, True? Sure, I'll meet you there when we're done. Oh yeah, I could do that. Alright, I can't this time. Okay, out of curiosity, I want to press the... Okay, I'm gonna press this one. Because I want to know if the memory just ends. Or something like that. Like, what are we expecting here? Maybe another day? Cove looked disappointed, but he not gave you a smile. He's really understanding when you have other things you want to do.
Alright.
Sure. We should get down to the beach before the wind turns. There are a few more back. She managed. No,
Alright.
we're just gonna go back. That seems like a fair route, but not the one I want to go with. I thought the moms were just gonna say like, no, you should go. Why? What do you mean you can't go? And I don't want to disappoint Cove. I have formed an attachment to the character. Yeah.
Cool.
We will meet you there when we're done. Cool. Can I help out with anything?
No.
No. This is our job. You go enjoy the beach. True can catch up as soon as they are finished here. Alright, I will see you. Yeah, you will. You watched as Cove headed off towards the beach, unable to hide your grin, knowing that you will be joining him soon. Dang, that just sounds really lovesick. Once everything had finally been taken in and put away, you got yourself ready to meet Cove at the beach. You had a surfboard in your room that you wanted to take with you. Your family had a surfboard around here somewhere. You weren't sure if you were going to do. You was surfing and you didn't know how. I don't know how to surf. But this one sounds like I know a little bit. I'm gonna go with this one. I don't know how to surf and I am scared the game is gonna ask me questions like, and what do you do now? And I'm just gonna sit there like, oh no, it's a quiz. You said the same thing to your parents, and while Ma laughed a little, your mom gave you a smile.
Well,
You would just have to go there and see what happens. Cove must have been so excited to invite you there that he forgot you don't surf. Or is hoping you will go to watch him so he can show off. Oh yes, I used to do that. I know, hun. I experienced True's situation firsthand. I was stuck on the shore too. Ah, I see. A flirting tactic. You notice what I was doing? Yes, after the very first time, it's not a subtle move. Subtle. I'm giving up. How embarrassing. I was still impressed.
aww.
Oh, thank you. Whoa, Ma.
Hey.
Hey, what are you still doing here? Go on, have your fun. Yeah, go away, the parents are flirting. Run. You're only young once, but you don't do anything but don't do anything I wouldn't have. Oh no. Run before they're gonna give us the talk. Okay, wait, no. These are like young teenagers. I hope they are talking about committing crime. I'm just gonna go with that answer. At your parents' probing, you hurried to leave the house and head to the beach. When you arrived at the shore, you were greeted by the crash of waves and the soft calls of seagulls. You took in a lungful of ocean air. That sounds uncomfortable. And felt your peachy skin warm in the sun. Yeah, okay, sure. You noticed a small you noticed a small setup nearby with a towel, some sunscreen, and a bottle of water. It must be Cove's. What, is there like no one else on the beach? He spotted Cove himself nearby. He hadn't gone out to the sea yet. He was just sitting in the sand at the water's edge, his board propped up beside him. You strolled up beside him. Hey, I'm here. True. He looked up at you with a smile and quickly hopped to his feet. I was wondering if you were still coming. I wouldn't have missed it. Sorry you had to wait. And stay inside all day? I don't think so. Yeah, we wouldn't have missed spending time with him, I guess. He chuckled shyly at your insistence. Okay. Then he cast his eyes out towards the waves. What am I supposed to do while you surf? I will stay here and watch you surf. I'm gonna find something to do while you surf. I'm gonna ask it.
Oh.
Oh. You look pretty embarrassed to have that laid out so plainly.
Don't worry about it.
I didn't have to go out. I will stay with you on the shore. Or if you want, you could use one of my other boards. I could teach you. You would rather just watch? You accepted the offer to hang out on the beach. I'm gonna try surfing. Let's go break an arm. Oh wait, no, that wasn't on a surfboard. He broke his arm on, what was it again? Oh right, he stole like one of those not ski jets. One of those jet skis. It also sounds wrong. At least he stole like something and crashed it. I will do it. Let's surf. Cool. It was settled. Cove left up the shore and then returned with an extra board under his arm in no time at all. You paddled out into the sea to where the good waves were. Or like, Good waves as in big waves? Like, are we gonna drown immediately? The water was cool against your skin.
It's nice.
Not too calm, but nothing crazy. It looks perfect today. Oh my god, he is blinking. I don't know why, but it kind of creeped me out. He smiled at you, and you couldn't help but smile back. You felt totally content. Until Cove kicked the water a little too hard, and it eventually splashed you. Hey! Sorry. The apology didn't come across as especially repentant, as he was practically laughing when he said it. I'm gonna splash him back. You laughed, but waited for an opening for revenge. The second he looked away, you kicked back, spraying him.
Seriously?
Is that any way to treat someone trying to help? I came out here to teach you. And I was just following your example. Oh god, you were getting sassy. Cove tried to keep a straight face, but ended up looking away. The water you flicked at him landed in shiny droplets in his hair. Then here's another lesson. Oh, he's gonna flip the board or something, isn't he? He soaked you deliberately this time, used his full leg, and an impressive curtain of water hit you in the face. That's not that bad. You lost your balance and scrambled to keep hold of the board. You just managed to stay on, but it was close. Cove winced. Are you okay? That wasn't what I was trying to do. I'm fine, but we should do the real teaching. Yeah! Before someone drowns. Someone being true. He chuckled awkwardly and choked some water out of his ear. With that, Cove started telling you all the tips and tricks on how to stay on a surfboard. He demonstrated both good and bad posture and explained where you needed to put your weight. Like this? You wiggled your body so that you were more in the center of your board. Cove nodded. Yep, just like that. The little lesson continued and things clicked with you quickly. It had to go slow, but you got it. You kind of struggled. It was disastrous. Honestly, like I said, I've never been on a surfboard, but I guess I would kind of struggle. I'm not that, like, athletic or something. Cove tried as best he could to help you improve. It was difficult for both of you to work it out, though progress was made. Since you weren't truly ready for it, Cove never pushed you to start taking on full waves, which meant he didn't either. Instead, he stuck by your side in a calmer sea to assist with your practice. There was no disappointment on his face, though, for how things played out. Yeah, you got to spend time together, that's like great. Even if you hadn't reached the point of doing any real serious surfing yet, it was still a lot of fun. Many laughs were shared between the two of you. What an afternoon. The setting sun was visible on the horizon. Every time you looked away, it had sunken a little lower. The beach was darkening, but still pleasantly warm. You know you should get out of the water before it was completely dark in the sea. You rode on the last wave to get back to the beach. There you picked up your surfboard and gave it a quick once-over. Cove followed behind you to the shore. He put his board with his other things and grabbed his towel to start drying off. As he ruffled his hair with a towel... Wait, oh, was that the towel that was like laying in the sand? Isn't he like getting sand everywhere? This sounds like my nightmare. I like that this game is like entirely set basically next to a beach or on the beach or something like that, and there's just so much sand, and I die a little every time inside when I imagine being there. You watched the sunset together. The colors were beautiful in the distance, and the shadows around you deepened. There was no need to for words between you two, as you both enjoyed the sight for a moment. Cove broke the silence. The waves were good today, I think. Perfect for surfing. You nodded mildly. You chatted a little more until the conversation truly died out, and all you heard was the rhythmic sounds of waves. Then Cove sighed. The day can't be over, not yet. He scowled into the distance as the sun exiting the sky was a personal offense. How dare you exist, sunset? Don't you think it should be longer? It felt long enough for me. Don't, no, that sounds rude. Let's go with yeah, or only a sub could express your feelings on the matter. No. We're gonna say yeah. Ko stood up, straight in defiance of the approaching darkness. I'm not gonna go home yet. I wanna go somewhere. I don't know. Cove was still dripping in salt water. So you weren't sure what the alternative was. Wetsuits were fine for the beach, and not much else. It wasn't a good idea for him to lug a surfboard around town either. You'll be really cute in a wetsuit wherever you go! Well, I need to call it a night. No, definitely not. Yeah, I want to do something too. Yeah, we will sure be welcomed anywhere soaking wet like this. I like the sarcastic options so much. I kind of want to choose the flirt option. Like, come on. Ko's face and ears flushed red as he looked down and inspected himself. He crossed his hands over his chest self-consciously. Oh no! He had been so used to wearing it that Cove hadn't given his current choice of dress any thought. At least that was before you pointed it out to him. Stop it. He looked down the shore with wide shining eyes. There's at least one place that will always be okay to hang out in, no matter what time it is. The park. He nodded. The park was virtually always empty. Even Elizabeth only went there Even Elizabeth only went over there nowadays if she was looking for you. How times had changed. He used to be so protective of the place. In fact, the only person there was a chance of running into might be the Jeremy kid again. He brought the idea up to Cove and he cringed, but I'm still going. The sun is still there a little. I'm staying out as long as it is. We're going along. Okay, let's go. Cove took a minute to put his stuff in order. He made sure to get it all, though didn't take much care to shake the sand off. Oh, we're gonna get sand everywhere. Dealt with your own things. What did I take with me? Let's do it quickly, because, like, apparently Cove is in a hurry. I'm done, Cove. He rolled his eyes with a bent smile at their announcement. He led the way down the beach to the park. It wasn't far, so it didn't take you all that long. The sun still hadn't completely disappeared just yet when you made your arrival. The sun is just gonna go down and the parents are gonna panic. Cove stuck his surfboard upright in the sand and tossed his towel over top. By now the two of you were mostly dry. The summer breeze on your skin kept you pleasantly warm. Cove idly went over to the monkey bars. He grabbed them, feet flat on the ground, and pretended to go across. He had definitely grown in the past few years. Are those the monkey bars they're talking about? Because that doesn't seem that high at all. I feel like a small child could do that. So it's not that much of like an achievement. You could barely use the monkey bars yourself. There wasn't much space at all between you and the ground. Yeah, so it's not that much of an achievement. Oh, wait, no. Yeah, okay. I think I choose... I don't remember the length I chose for my character. Was it like... medium? I got like long, medium, and short, and I think I choose medium. So that is that much of an achievement. When he got to the bar in the middle, Cove pulled himself up and threw... Then sat on top of the bars. His leg dangled off the side of the bars he perched on. I'm gonna join him on the monkey bars. In real life I would probably break an arm, but I do not care. Without Cove's height advantage, getting up there was more difficult. But you made it. You climbed on the side of the monkey bars and pulled yourself up to the top. You settled yourself in between two of the slates. The skinny metal wasn't the most comfortable thing to sit on, though you enjoyed the height it gave you. That's close, okay. Guess what? He smiled broadly and raised an eyebrow. He's not there. Here. Right, it was true. There wasn't a single sign of Jeremy. Looks like it was just going to be the two of you tonight. I feel like that was just jinxing it again. Cove hung his head and groaned dramatically. Your eyes widened when he whipped his head back up.
No way.
I can't believe how dumb my parents are for forcing me to come to this stupid place. Oh wait, I was like, huh? I thought you started liking it here. What are you talking? He's talking about the kid, isn't he? You were taken aback and blinked for a second before you realized he was quoting Jeremy. I'm gonna mispronounce that name a lot of times, but yeah, it also took me a second. Really in character, apparently. Don't scare me like that. One Jeremy is enough. That's not really nice. Funny, but not nice. Don't tease him. Ugh, parents don't know anything. I'm gonna go with this one. I'm like, no. One of them is enough. Don't you dare. Cove chuckled back at you, a mischievous glint in his eye. Eye? Like one of them, not both? Okay. You looked around. The old park, the streets you knew like the back of your hand, and the beach. These were your stomping grounds. You wondered how Cove actually felt. How much was his joke just a joke? And how much was sincere dislike of this place? Moving had never been his choice. Do you actually like this neighborhood? I'm gonna go with that one because I know you don't think it's dumb. Sounds like putting words in someone's mouth and I don't like that. And the silence, no. I wanna talk. Do you really have to ask that through? Cove kicked his legs carelessly as they jangled. He smelled softly. I like it here. I really do. It's a nice place. He didn't hesitate. There was no uncertainty. That was his genuine opinion. Yeah, I like it too. At least one person likes it here. He nodded wordedly. Well, of course. I'm here after all. You're the best thing in the neighborhood, Cove. I'm gonna be like full of like confidence, like no, of course it's great, I am here. That's like all the reason for it to be great, right? He shook his head with a rueful smile. Whoa, okay, and then suddenly it's dark. It didn't take long for the day to finally draw to a close. The sun was gone and it was dark. You chatted a while longer, but it was definitely winding down. I wish days were longer. I wish this day was longer. His feet kicked out. He made him look like a proudy child. Oh well. Gove sighed it. It was time to go home. He hopped down from the monkey bars with a thump when his feet hit the ground. You clambered down the monkey bars yourself. You lowered yourself more slowly than Cove and barely made a sound when your feet reached the ground. Cove grabbed his surfboard and threw his towel over his neck. With his water bottle in hand, he was ready. You both began to trek up the road. It was a quiet night, and you didn't run into anyone else. In what felt like no time at all, you had reached your street. As you walked, Cove smiled to himself. It was a soft expression, and you couldn't help but wonder what put it there. Us, of course, duh. Everything okay? I just remembered, when we were younger, it used to be such a big deal to come home after dark. You could indeed recall. If you got sandy, your parents would have something to say. If you got wet, your parents would have more to say. And if you came home after dark, well, your mums and his dad better have said it was okay beforehand. You used to need permission for everything. That small comment he made exposed just how much freedom you'd really had this summer. Gove looked into the sky, a smile still on his face, as the two of you walked side by side, reminiscing. When you came to your house, you turned to each other. Thanks for the date, Drew. Bye. It was nice seeing you. It was definitely an interesting experience. Yup. Thanks for the awesome day. Thanks for the awesome day. We had fun. Oh, and he disappeared. Gove waved, then you both turned around to your respective houses. It was a pleasant end to the outing, you thought. And that was the end. No! Oh, that was kind of cute. Okay, and save. Wait, no. Freak! That's the wrong one. I'm not smart. It's fine. Honestly, if I'm going to, I will probably restart from the beginning anyway. For every DLC. So by the time we get to this one, we will have a completely different character probably. Growing. Early one afternoon, you found yourself in the living room with your family. It was another one of those summer days where it felt too hot to go outside, but it was too uncomfortable to do anything inside either. The air conditioner was cranked up as far as you could negotiate it. But everyone was still being pretty lazy. You, your moms, and sister were lounging around, while the TV blared on in the backdrop, ignored by all of you. You specifically were lying spread-eagled on the carpet, sitting cross-legged on the floor, perched on the arm of the couch, draped over the coffee table. I like sitting on the arms of couches. Elizabeth had claimed the entire couch for herself. It was too hot to argue over the space, so you didn't bother. Elizabeth broke the silence with a loud groan. You glanced over. She was lying on her back over the couch, massaging her calf with one hand. Ugh, I feel terrible. I'm dying in this house and my legs hurt. Mom looked up from her magazine. She barely been flipping through and frowned concerned. Could you have strained them somehow? Elizabeth failed briefly, then flopped on her side with a heavy sigh. I don't know, it just hurts.
Sweetie.
Oh, sweetheart. Ma got up from her seat at the kitchen table and walked over to your sister. She did a light pat on Elizabeth's shoulder sympathetically. I'm sorry you have to deal with that. Maybe it's growing pains? You could be taller by next fall. Elizabeth coughed. She didn't look impressed by Ma's assessment. I'd rather be my height forever than deal with this. Mom walked over too, leaning against the back of the couch. Grits, They grow up so fast. Soon Elizabeth will have a home of her own, maybe even a nice husband and some kids if she feels like it. She sniffed loudly and wiped her eye, but you could tell that it was just a bit. You tilted your head. Even though you knew Elizabeth liked guys, it was hard to imagine her with a boyfriend or husband. She only seemed invested in hanging out with her group of friends, not chasing after boys. Mom must agree with you because she shook her head.
Now,
Let's not exaggerate. She's still practically a child. But if you ever pursue romance, Elizabeth, you have to come to talk to me about it. Oh god, you're gonna get either the talk or like a shuffle talk or I don't know. Definitely. We're always willing to lend an ear. Okay. But like, be for real. Who talks to their parents about like their romance life? I don't think my parents even know I had crushes or something like that. I never told them. Elizabeth features Oh, hold up. I need to drink something. There's something wrong in my throat. Okay. Elizabeth's features contoured in disgust. No way. I'm not talking to my moms about that. Yeah, okay, fair enough. You see, it's just a child thing to not talk about that. Your mom's jaw dropped, and she gasped in an exaggerated display of shock. Her hand came up to rest against her chest. I am placing my lemonade on the wrong thing. Mahoney grinned. She didn't look offended by Elizabeth's quick response at all. It really wouldn't be so bad to come to us. I know it's like to have a crush on a pretty boy or two. I don't, but I can listen anyway. Honestly, I would not trust my parents with love advice. I don't know who I would trust with love advice. Not anyone, I think. Because I have like zero experience outside of like dating simulators. And dating simulators aren't like the best experience to have with like romance. So basically, I have no clue what to do. Mom snorted at her own joke, while Ma burst into giggles. They were having a little too much fun at Elizabeth's expense. Elizabeth certainly wasn't feeling the amusement because she rolled her eyes and sat up.
thanks.
Thanks. I'm going back to my room. I'd rather melt alone. Thanks. She strode off towards the staircase, taking steps two at a time. Your mom stared after her, then turned to each other with raised eyebrows. Oops, looked like we scared off with a little romance talk.
Well?
Oh well, we will get her next time. What do you mean you will get her next time? You watched them titter over some surprise. Obviously your mom's liked women, but you had no idea Ma liked guys, too. Today was the first time you heard her say something like that. Ma, I always thought you only liked ladies. You like guys, too. Ma turned to you. Happy to bring you right into things now that you've spoken up. She smiled and nodded. That's right, I like both. But I like your mom most of everyone. She's special. Ma's smile turned all soft in the corners, like it usually did when she looked at her. She pinched Mom's cheek lightly. Are we just gonna have to sit here and see the moms flirt? This is a lot of flirting. Mom reached to cup the hand of Ma's, and even when Ma stopped pulling her cheek, their hands remained clasped together. Ugh, romance.
You're fantastic.
Thanks, Lani. Lani. I think most women have charm, but no one can hold a candle to you.
Oh.
Aww. Kamala. Ma beamed, then kissed Mom on the cheek. she had been pinched before. You laughed at their antics. You thought the moment was very sweet. You cringed. Parents were embarrassing. It is very sweet. Maybe a bit over the top, but it's sweet. You smiled to yourself at the sight. No matter how often your moms expressed the feelings for each other, it was always nice to witness it. Mom looked back to you, letting Mom's hand go with a brief squeeze. She settled down next to you, and Mom followed soon after. You know, I'm also here to listen to you whenever you're ready. That offer isn't just for Elizabeth. She bumped her shoulder with yours, a reassuring smile in place. There's no rush, of course. You can take all the time you need to figure out what or who you want.
It's okay.
Don't think you have to stick with whatever you come up with right now either. Life's nice like that. It can change and you can learn. Exactly, like it doesn't really matter what label you pick. You can always change. Like I have been through like quite a lot of labels because you just figure things out or you discover that's like another label that fits your description better and you switch, and that's perfectly fine. It would be pretty stupid to force people to stick with like one thing. Mom nodded her agreement. The two of us are happy to hear you out, and we may be able to relate better than you think. Still, we won't push the topic, at least most of the time. She gave Ma the weakest skating look possible, while being unable to stop grinning. Thanks, she nodded silently. You shrugged. You don't have to worry about it. I'd rather pass on all that. You don't have to worry about
It's
it.
no trouble.
We're your parents, sweetie. We will always worry. Mom let out another exaggerated snivel. It didn't take a genius to realize it was fake. First Elizabeth and now you too. Do you have to grow up? Yes, children tend to do that from time to time. Oh yes, children grow up. That's like a thing, right? Yes. It's normal. It's healthy. Your parents quickly grew absorbed in their own conversation about rearing kids. You took that as your cue to leave, getting up so you could spend some time alone in your room too. They would let you go without problem, so you made your way up the stairs. You let out a sigh once you stepped into your room. It was just as weltering in here as it was in the living room. Jeez. Possibly even a little warmer. You couldn't even open your window, since it was hotter outside and you just let the AC out. Yeah, that doesn't sound smart. You dragged your feet as you crossed the room. You checked your current sweltering condition in the mirror as you passed by it. You thought back to the conversation you had downstairs about growing up and all that. After a moment, you stepped a little closer to the mirror. You stared into it, then turned away from the surface to look down at yourself. You were definitely growing, alright. It was weird thinking about how you were now in comparison to what you'd been when you were younger. When it came to your body, it was getting some muscle definition nowadays. It was chubby, it was slender, it was heavy set, it was sort of scrawny. Chubby. You shifted to the side, your head still facing forward, and continued the self-elevation from this viewpoint. At birth, you were assigned female and... Oh, female, male, and intersex. I'm gonna roll dice on my phone, and I'm just gonna pick the answer that it gives me. Okay, it gives me 1. We were assigned female at birth. What you were born was impacted the way your body grew, but it wasn't what really determined who you were. Aw, that's such a sweet message. When it came to your figure, your chest was flat now, but it would likely change as little as you got older. You were starting to develop breast. You already had noticeable boobs. You aimed not to have breast through hormone therapy. Yes. You were young right now and had a body that was still developing, though you were hopeful about the future. Your fingers brushed over your cheeks as you stared at the freckles dusting your features. It was as if they quadrupled in summertime with all the extra sun. You took a step backwards, finished with your improv inspection. You locked eyes with your reflection, cocking your head to the side. All things considered... Okay, honestly, I look fantastic. You beamed, pleased with what you saw. You even winked for a good measure, before chuckling at yourself. And then we turned around and Cove had been staring through the window like the entire time. You shook your head roughly, putting thoughts of what you were turning into out of your mind. It wasn't the time to focus on such things. You had to find something to do in this heat. You shuffled over to your bed, collapsing onto the mattress. Your brows scrunched up in thought. Time passed slowly, and to your annoyance, possible ideas about what to do were few and far between. It's not far and few between. Whatever. You weren't sure how long it had been, but eventually you heard your mom call you from downstairs. True. There's a call for you. Cove wants you to come over. Is that alright? Wait, hold up. Cove wants to come over. You perked up at the words, sitting up in bed. You yelled back to her immediately. Yeah! You got to your feet and headed downstairs, eager to see your friend. You needed to go downstairs soon anyway, because your empty stomach told you it was almost time for lunch. Just as you reached the bottom of the stairs, you saw Mom put the phone back on the receiver. She glanced at Ma, leaning her hip against the kitchen counter.
What a pickle.
Well, here comes trouble. We better prepare ourselves. Ma clicked her tongue in clear disapproval of Mom's words. He's such a good boy. Cove never wants to cause trouble. He can just be a bit thoughtless and impulsive. Oh, I know, he's very sweet, but that's what makes it more of a problem. If a stranger or some kid from school was egging through to behave badly, I think we can both agree that they'd do the right thing in the end. But if Cove Holden got into a reckless mood and wanted True to be part of the ride, can we really be certain of what call they'd make then? This is basically the parents knowing the answer to like if your friend jumped jumped off a bridge, would you two do it too? And then like, yes, I think so. True helps Cove settle down. He would have gotten himself in even more trouble without them. I wouldn't be so sure, but okay.
Thanks.
You have a point. Ma just laughed as she turned away, still snorting. Her eyes met yours. She blinked in surprise, then waved at you with an easy grin. Mom looked over, noticing you at the foot of the stairs as well. Oh, I didn't expect you to come down already. True. I just wanted to let you know what was happening. I'm gonna call her out. Well, if I didn't come now, then I wouldn't have heard everything you said.
Pam.
Oh, you got caught, Pam.
What?
What? You were saying things too. I didn't say anything. I wouldn't have told the truth directly. Oh, you unbelievable. You shook your head at your parents, even as you fought a blush when you remembered just what they have been discussing. That me just jumping into danger because of... Oh, not danger. Chaos. Alright, you got me. I'm sorry for being gossipy and saying that about your friend. I can be bad too.
Let's go.
Well, we will get out of your way now. Mom sighed in mock defeat and made her way down the hall. Ma followed after her with a hushed giggle. Now you were alone in the living room, tasked with waiting for Cove. And it was just fine with you. If it hadn't been so hot outside, you would have visited him at his house a long time ago. He took a seat at the kitchen counter and settled in for the wait. As expected, there was a knock on the door a few minutes later. When you got up and answered, it was your neighbor. Your neighbor was standing on the other side. He came in once you stepped aside to let him pass, giving a little wave. I really thought he was like, you opened the door and Cove just immediately walked inside. I would have found that funny, to be honest. You greeted him as you typically did. Huh? With a hug. I hug all my friends. Or, well, the ones that are comfortable with it, and that I know they are comfortable with it. He groaned and wiggled in your arms like a fish out of water.
Aww.
Stop, it's too hot for this. Okay, fair enough. You didn't take pity on him. Oh, never mind, not enough. Okay. You knew he was kidding. If he really wanted to get out of the hug, he would have done it already. Eventually you let him go, smirking to yourself. Alright, I'm done. Cove sighed and wiped at his face a bit. You noted the sheen of sweat across his brow. He must be glad to be back in an air-conditioned place, even if he only had to walk across the street to get here. It was like 20 steps, it was so far away, I almost died. Is something going on? Why do you want to come over? I don't want to do anything, not when it's like this. He gestured vaguely to the humid air hanging around.
So...
I thought I could at least do nothing with you. Aww, you thought it was really sweet. How'd you know I was doing nothing? Maybe I had plans. You know, that made sense to you. That's really sweet. These words were nice and expressed real fondness for you, in a strange sort of way, which was usually the case with Cove. Have you had lunch yet? I was gonna do it soon. He shook his head.
Not really.
I haven't really felt like eating because of the heat. I probably should have lunch. I didn't have breakfast this morning. Dude, you're just gonna pass out. Last chapter, you ate just eggs for dinner. And now you didn't even eat breakfast? Yeah, I get like that too sometimes. I mean, yeah, I can understand it. I'm not saying it's healthy. Then you gotta have something now. Great, we can eat lunch together. Cove nodded, looking content with your suggestion. Okay, cool. As one, you headed into the kitchen. You crossed your arms as you glanced around, wondering what you could scrounge up for a meal. Eggs. I don't want to eat anything that's warmed up. If there's something cold or not cooked... Oh, is there something? Eat frozen bread. Frozen bread for the win. Yeah. After a bit of back and forth, you two concluded that you could raid the fridge and cabinets in order to make a sandwich. With that settled, you had planned to decide on the outside layer first. There was a wide variety, I give up, to choose from, since everyone in your house had their own favorites. There was white bread, wheat bread, sourdough, mixed grains, gluten-free bread, and pita pockets. Ah, pita pockets. Could you make the grain one for me? Sure. You reached for the mixed grains, And then made your decision. Right, a lettuce wrap. Ooh. Cinnamon swirl bread. Okay. So much choice. Hold up. I need to Google. What is this what I think it is? Okay, this is indeed the bread I was thinking about. I'm gonna go with the pizza pockets. I love those things. Okay, this one. You pulled out the pizza pockets too, selling both items on the counter. Then you had to decide what the main direction the sandwich would go in. You want to make sweeter style of the sandwich. You want to make a truly savory style of sandwich. Okay, normally I would go with sweeter, but with sandwiches I like savory more. Something savory would make it feel like a real meal. As for the specific ingredients, ham slices, turkey slices, tofu, hummus, egg salad, lettuce, tomatoes, cucumber, avocado, peppers, pickles, cheddar cheese, pepper jack cheese, mozzarella. There's a lot of cheese. Okay, first we go turkey. And lettuce, tomatoes, cucumber, and I am gonna quickly Google those cheeses because I am too Dutch for this and I just eat like cheese. We don't have like the fancy words for it. It's just simply cheese. Okay. I'm just Googling like every... Oh, no. Not the pepper jack. I already know I don't like the mozzarella one. The texture is like awful. We can go with that one and then we moved on. For the finishing touch, you intended to top your sandwich with... Wait, okay, actually... Can I scroll back? I want to know, before I start doing things, what the sweet style is. Ooh, these are also nice. But yeah, no, for a sandwich that isn't like some kind of dessert, we're gonna go with savory. Turkey, lettuce, tomato, cucumber, cheddar cheese, pickles. And then we move on. Gonna top it off with mayonnaise and salt and pepper. And that was everything. You nodded to yourself with a quiet hum, satisfied. I do honestly not know if this combination is like edible. For all I know, I just created like an ungodly sandwich. But okay. The two of you buzzled around the kitchen, opening and closing things in order to collect everything you needed for your individual sandwiches. You focused intently on assembling your own. For the most part. When you were close to being done, though, you glanced at your neighbor. Phil was putting his sandwich together delicately, his brow furrowed and tongue sticking out just barely. There were open jars of peanut butter and honey near his plate, as well as a banana peel. So he was making a peanut butter, banana and honey sandwich on mixed grain bread. That sounds awful, but it's probably because the banana sounds nice. I do not like peanut butter, I do not like honey, and I do not like mixed grain bread. It seemed weird. It sounded great. I didn't think much. It's weird, kind of. A peanut butter and honey. Would have done at least some things differently. Curiously sedated, you turned back to your plate and sedated. Blah, 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 blah. I can't talk. Jesus. You turned back to your plate and finished your own creation. By the time you were done, Cove had already cleaned up his workstation. You turned to face you, studying your sandwich briefly. He gave it an incredulous look and didn't question about it. Good. Don't question my food choices. Done? Yeah.
Cool.
Cool. We waited as you quickly returned the ingredients and cleaned a few utensils. Then two of you collected your respective plates. You both agreed on heading upstairs to hang out in your room. You and Cove entered your bedroom, while balancing your food on the plates. Nothing fell, so it was a successful trip. Cove took a seat on the ground, stretching out on the hardwood floor, in an attempt to keep a bit cooler. Fair enough. He immediately took a big bite of his sandwich, chewed, then hummed happily. This sandwich is really good, at least that's something. At this point, you sat down and started on your own sandwich. Those guys it didn't turn out as expected. It would be delicious. I'm the best cook ever and I don't burn rice every time I cook. Obviously, you were a pro at making sandwiches. He leaned back on his hands while chewing and glanced around. His every movement was sluggish. Wanna do something? I thought you came here to do nothing. It seemed to be the plan to do. It seemed the plan of not doing anything was already worn thin, despite his lack of enthusiasm. Yeah, like what? Maybe, not really. He couldn't muster a surprise. Like what? He rolled his head back, looking up at the ceiling. What about tic-tac-toe? You laughed at the suggestion and went along with it. Yeah, neither of you had much energy for something more taxing. Yeah, I remembered it. It was nice. Sure, why not? You put your plate to the side and pulled out some markers and a scrap of paper. Can I actually play tic-tac-toe against him? As you laid everything on the floor, he scooted back to make more room in front of you. Gove picked up one of the markers with his right hand, while keeping a half slice of sandwich in his left.
Alright.
I want to be X, so you can go first. I think that's fair. Okay, that works for me. You prepared to note down your first move, your marker hovering over the paper. I can actually play it. Okay, wait, I know a strategy. I think. Hold up. This one. Oh, I was so focused, I got kind of jump scared. I was so focused on my next move. After the first round, you were about to take another bite of your sandwich when a thought occurred to you. No! Let me play against them! Boo! 0 out of 10. I wonder if anyone turned off the TV downstairs. The TV was on earlier, but no one was really watching. Then everyone started leaving the living room. I know I didn't turn it off. It might still be on downstairs, with no one there. Gove smiled crookedly at that.
Oh.
Poor show. Playing with no one around to enjoy it. What was it? He squinted off into the middle distance, trying to recall the show's name. I feel like it was some kind of crime-solving drama? Gove nodded sleepily. His eyes closed, then opened again with some effort. We're gonna take a nap. Can you give any specifics? Maybe I can guess it. Well... You rested your chin on the open palm, groggily thinking as hard as you could. I remember there was a woman with long blonde hair, I think. She was the one solving crimes, like as a detective or something. There was a scene in a police station because someone got arrested. That's like that's a lot of shows. You lapsed into silence, the both of you thoughtfully, when Cove chuckled. It wasn't that funny, but you joined in the laughter anyway.
I don't know.
I don't know what it is. Me neither. And I just saw it. I can play. Yes. Okay. This one. Ooh. Another round came and went, and Cove grumbled and readjusted himself. His features were twisted into... I did the wrong one. Hold up. Oh, yeah. I need this one. Ooh. What if I go middle? And he goes there. You know what? I don't care. Around came and went, and Cove grumbled as he readjusted himself. His features were twisted in a grimace. I give up on speaking. Jeez, sorry that today is not that great. I feel so sticky. I'm gonna be stuck on this floor forever now. I will have to charge you rent then. You can be my new roomie if you want. Looks you'll both be stuck in forever. I'm sticking to. You can be my roomie, yes. He smelled slightly at your joking suggestion. That wouldn't be so bad. You couldn't help but smile too. Now that you thought about it, being roommates with Cove would be fun. Then you return to the game. Yes, this one. Oh, I can win! I don't know if this game was like set up for a really high chance to win or not, but I don't care. Cove spoke up once more, catching your attention. He was staring down at the piece of paper between you, his expression thoughtful.
Huh.
You know, tic-tac-toe is such a weird name for the game. What does it even mean? I mean, I think the Dutch word, the Dutch name for it is weirder. It's like boterkaas and eieren, which legit translates to a butter, cheese, eggs. Oh yeah, and eggs. But like, what's that name? Why is it called butter, cheese, and eggs? Like, it doesn't contain any of the three things. Tic-tac-toe. At least it's just like sounds or something instead of actual food items. Maybe they played it a name because people played it with ticks and tacks. I wonder about that. I will have to look it up later. It's a real game. I will look it up. Maybe I'll do that too. Historians believe the name derived from the sound the pencil made when it hit the slate. The modern game we know as tic-tac-toe is played on a 9 square. Okay, that's just... So it's like, we believe it's because of the ticking on the paper? Huh. Hitting the board. I give up, but like, okay, interesting. I didn't know that. I had to Google it. That's just something I do. Okay, I need to open the game. I was pressing like every wrong tab. That said, the two of you turned your attention back to the game. I win. Huh? You looked shocked. Oh, you won. Were you even trying? Not really. He smiled at you in an amused way. You somehow weren't surprised by that, despite Cove being the one who suggested the game in the first place. He started to yawn, his hand coming up to cover his mouth. It quickly transitioned into a small laugh. He understood why. Yawning just as he said he was feeling disinterested was kind of a funny coincidence. You left along with Cove. Well, you should have taken the challenge more seriously. You're the one who wanted to play in the first place. I'm still a winner, you're the loser. I win! Cove just grinned and flopped onto his back, leaving his marker on the floor beside him, with like the cap on it, I hope. You stayed seated, looking your friend over as he stretched himself out. Oh, so we're just basically checking him out? You really are so tall now. Cove sniggered. A bit of a random topic. He propped himself up onto his elbows to meet your grace. Why do you even bring that up? You shrugged. It made perfect sense to you to bring it up. Exactly. My moms were talking about me and Elizabeth growing up, getting bigger and stuff.
Oh?
What kind of stuff? Well, Mom only likes women, and Ma only likes women too. But not just women. Oh, Ma likes women too, but not yeah? Since the two of you were engaged in conversation, Cove got back into a sitting position. He brought a knee up and rested his arm on top. It was a wistful expression overtook his face. I wonder when I will know how I feel about that kind of thing. I read too much fanfic. I started talking about it when I was like 11, 12. And yeah. I mean, isn't that the normal time period that people go starting around like, no, maybe 13. Somewhere around that age. But isn't that when even like the hetero cis kids start talking about crushes or something? You don't know? Gov shook his head. I've heard at some point you're supposed to start liking types of people. Guys or girls or whatever or no one. But I haven't.
Know.
Nothing's changed. Maybe I have to grow up more. I didn't know until I was 18 or something. You're fine. Maybe you just don't like anyone. Or maybe you like all types of people. That's normal too. Gove seemed to appreciate the thought. And it smelled that the period on his lips was any indication. Okay, what about you? Who do you like? That's personal, dude. He turned his attention to you, looking encouraging. You were starting to have physical attraction in a general way. You seemed to feel physical attraction in specific cases and situations. You didn't really have physical interest in other people. You didn't think you could tell if you had any interest in people physically. Oh no. Okay, I think this one? Yeah, specific cases or situations, and then I just hope that this is like what I think it means. Oh, we're starting to oh, okay. Physical interest, I don't. And that one. But specifically when it came to how you felt towards boys, you found them attractive. You thought you would be happy to with guys someday. You found them attractive, but you hadn't thought about being with a guy. You aren't physically interested, but you'd be happy to have a romantic relationship with a guy. This thing is deep. And it works. You weren't generally interested in guys, but there were special exceptions. You weren't interested in guys. And how the same thing. And for people who aren't exclusive male, female, also same thing. It turned your attention to Cove. He was waiting patiently for your response. Oh, we have just been silently thinking this entire time. He asked the question and True was sitting there like, I'm having an entire life crisis right now. Oh no. This game is inclusive though. Dang, I did not expect to have like every option. That's great. We're explaining how we feel. He nodded understandingly at your attempt to describe how you felt. Oh, that's like relatable. At your attempt to describe how you felt. Like, dude, I don't know, 90% of the time, I'm just... no. It was nice to have people who supported you when it came to who you liked. Yeah. He knew he accepted you for who you were too. Is what he thought about. Yeah, he accepts me. He doesn't have a choice, he's a video game character. It never treated you differently because of your identity. And he scratched the back of his head sheepishly. I'm not really sure how we ended up talking about all that when we started out just playing tic-tac-toe. My dude, my friend group and I have like the most chaotic thing. Like in our chat group, we can have one of the most serious conversations going on. That started at basically nothing. And it's like conversation 1. And at the same time, with the same people in the same group, there's like, in like the same group's chat. So it's legit just 2 conversations through each other. It's like joking, memes, funny things, unserious things. So it's like, I don't know how we managed to match those 2 together, but we do. So this is not weird for me. But it was good, I think. It was awkward. The conversation had a mind of its own. Gov chuckled a little bashfully. He glanced around clearly scrambling for something else to say. So, have you seen any movies recently? Yeah, actually. I'm really glad you brought it up. The conversation took a lighter turn after that, and it felt like you got closer that afternoon. Finally, the blazing sun began to set. To your relief, the air cooled down a bit as a result. You pulled yourself off the floor, as did Cove, and some minor complaints. You both stretched your arms, groaning, and yawned into your hands. You glanced out at your window, briefly taking in the soft reds, pinks, and purples of the late afternoon sky. Somehow you had made it through the scorching hot day in one piece. Cove turned towards you, motioning towards your window with his chin. Wanna go outside? It might be better out there than it's here now. Sounds good. I could really use some fresh air. Two of you took your time heading downstairs. You stopped briefly to grab a drink of water and then continued on your way. But is the TV still on? Okay, we will never know. You stepped outside, one after the other. Your destination being the familiar hills behind your house. This time of day it was quiet outside. The flowers blew gently in the wind, petals trembling but stubbornly hanging in there. You felt the breeze cool to your heated skin, and you relaxed your shoulders. That was like, I don't know why, but I had like tense shoulders in real life, and I automatically like relaxed them while reading that. Cove closed his eyes, releasing a deep breath. I really love it out here. I do too. You do? That's surprising. You said jokingly. Your opinion sure has changed since you were first on this hill. Cove chuckled, not even attempting to deny your words. A beat passed, but his gaze didn't stray from your own. His voice was impossible soft when he spoke up again. I'm glad I met you, True. You're really important to me, you know. Nah, I feel the same way. You're special to me, Cove. Oh yeah, we're just doing like another scoop on top of it. Your voice came out equally delicate. From the way his features brightened, though, you knew he heard you. Then Cove rested an arm on one of your shoulders, leaning against you. Aw, that's sweet. Even as the sun disappeared completely and the sky darkened, you and Cove remained side by side for as long as you possibly could. Oh, that was so sweet! Okay, this time I will save it in the correct one. Even if it doesn't really matter, since if I buy the DLCs at like after this playthrough, I will just start again with a new character. Family. I don't know when I will be ending, by the way. I might just do all of them, to be honest. The sun warmed your skin from its place in the sky, and you closed your eyes, enjoying the mix of the heat with the pleasant breeze that drifted past you. You and Lee had spread out a blanket on top of the hills behind your house, and had been relaxing there for a while now. Who's Lee again? Lee had come over early in the day, and while a range of activities had been discussed, from staying home to heading down to the beach, a picnic on the hill had been a choice you both settled on. A small spread was laid out in front of you. Some bottled water, soft drinks, and as well as chips and sliced fruit. You sat up and reached for a snack, listening to Lee talk away about the musical she had gotten to see a few days ago. Oh, Lee is the cousin, right. I remember the characters more by face than name, or well, by body, not only the face. It was unbelievable. There were singing, dancing, and crazy stunts, and it was all done live, right in front of my face. Maybe one day we could go together. I've gotta see more shows like that. You smelled at least enthusiasm, knowing how much she enjoyed singing and performing. And she was good at it too. You had gotten a chance to hear her sing a couple of tunes, and you knew she put a lot of effort in. You liked to sing, but you weren't very good. You liked to sing and you had talent of your I cannot sing to save my life. You didn't like to sing, but you thought you were good at it. You weren't good at singing, it suited you fine. Honestly, I like singing. I can just not sing to save my life. That didn't stop you from doing it though. I wonder if maybe we could put on our own show. Think how fun it'd be. We could perform for our parents and ask our friends and some other people to come and watch too. It'd totally work. I don't know about that. That gave you stage fright. It'd be embarrassing. No. I know. Part of me is like, oh yes, theater kids wants to go on stage again. Other part of me is like, no. No, never again. It'd be embarrassing. You hadn't performed in front of an audience in your life, and you didn't want to start now.
Are you sure?
Are you really super sure? You have so many skills you could show off to the masses. Honestly, I would rather do something else than a show. Lee seemed a little disappointed, but she nodded and respected your wishes all the same. What did you have in mind? Maybe I won't do them all because my throat is starting to hurt. I talk too much. The two of you lay back on the blanket, laced in the sun, throwing ideas back and forward on what you could fill your time with. The beach was nearby, so you could go swimming, or collect shells, or find something else to do at home after all. In the end, nothing was tempting enough to move from your current position. So you continued chatting with Lee and nibbling on your snacks, while the sun traveled in the sky overhead.
Alright.
So, how are your neighbors doing? You haven't spoken about them lately. You knew Lee wasn't talking about your neighbors generally, or down the street. She wanted to hear about the Holdens across the road. It was no secret that she liked to keep up to date with what was happening with them. More specifically, Cove. There weren't many other people your age around to talk about. I hope to find out soon. They're okay. Cove and his dad were doing fine, and you didn't want to feel any unnecessary gossip. Lee loved to chat about other relationships, and would always ask you for the details on people you both knew. Hey, did you want to see if Cove could join the picnic? I like it just he's busy this afternoon. Yesterday he said he and his parents were going out. They might be fishing on the docks by his dad's store. Oh, that's too bad. I bet you will have a great time with his mom and dad though. The sun slowly began to set, the sky turning a rosy pink, then warm orange. It's too bad Derek isn't in the neighborhood today. I like him. Yeah, he's a good person. Yeah, he's a good person. I knew you'd think so. Oh, so exactly how much do you like him? Or maybe there's someone else that I haven't heard of yet? Oh my god, of course she's immediately just talking about a crush. Lee wiggled her eyebrows at you suggestively, and you knew exactly what she was implying. Lee, there's no one I like right now. I can answer that. I have a crush, yeah. Wait. We set it on font this time. So technically it's not a crush yet, but I will just be saying that, to be honest. Lee's eyes sparkled in an instant, like she just hit the jackpot.
What?
What? Who is it? Mr. Kiara. Oh, we're going for the mom to dad. I'm not giving you a name. Tell me something else about them then. This news was just too exciting. She wasn't going to be deterred. You weren't surprised when Lee started squeezing you for more details, and you answered as much as you were comfortable with. The two of you talked about your preference in who you liked and stuff. You found out it was nice having someone to speak with about these sort of things. No. You just keep it all inside until it gets too much and it gets overwhelming, and then you talk about it. Finally, you both decided to pack everything up and head back home for the evening. Oh, she looks angry. Upon walking through the front door, you were met by your mums, Elizabeth, hovering around each other in the living room. Tension hung thick in the air as the three of them turned to you and Lee, frowning slightly. You had interrupted something. Exactly what, you weren't sure. Whoa, who died? Who would say that walking into the situation? What's going on? Your moms looked at each other, wondering which one of them was going to speak first. Eventually, Mom cleared her throat and spoke.
Oh.
We're just having a talk with your sister. The room felt quiet again, with no one quite knowing what to say. You felt incredibly awkward, but the silence didn't last long. You don't have to stop just because those two are here. You have no reason to try keeping it a secret. Elizabeth was mad, and her arms folded defensively over her chest. But your moms nodded in agreement with her.
Well...
Elizabeth was asking about her parents. Oh, right. Her biological ones. The world spun around you at the news. You couldn't understand. Why was this happening now? But then you glanced at Lee. She shuffled her feet uncomfortably, as though she didn't know if she should be here or not anymore. You didn't know it either. Your moms had always been open and honest about the fact that neither of them had given birth to you or your sister, but the details hadn't been fully explained before. It made sense that Elizabeth didn't know a lot about her biological parents and wanted to know more. You just hadn't ever thought about accidentally stumbled into it. Elizabeth looked at your parents expectantly. She wasn't going to let the intentional interruption derail things. We don't want to keep that information from either of you. It's your right to know your past, but we didn't want to wait. But we did want to wait until you asked us to hear yourselves. Well, it's happening now, so... Your mom shared a nervous glance. Emma took a quick breath before speaking again. I adopted you from the Philippines when you were just a baby. Elizabeth dropped her arms. Her eyebrows shot up upwards in surprise. Wait, I wasn't born here?
No.
No, you weren't. You'd clearly see that your sister was appealed by this information. You struggled even more with what to do or how to react. Am I going to have to pass some tests to even be a citizen?
No.
No, you were adopted. You were adopted into the country. We took you care of things. You're already a citizen. You have nothing to worry about. I followed all the laws, and when it came to bringing a child into the US, nothing can be held against you. Elizabeth sighed, placated with the information, but still far from happy. Who were my parents, as people? Why did they put me up for adoption in the first place? Ma softly put her hands over Elizabeth's shoulder, trying to provide some support before she gave her the answer.
I am so sorry.
Oh, I'm so sorry, sweetie. Your parents were reported to have died. They didn't go into details on the specifics of how, but you were an orphan. I wish we have better news for you, Elizabeth. Elizabeth was torn between emotions. Her eyes filled with tears as she threw her hands in the air, settling enraged. Great, so I can never meet them, even if I wanted to. So I could have, not that I could have anyway, since they lived in another part of the world when they were still alive. I mean, you could visit them, that's not a valid excuse. Elizabeth turned her back on you and your moms and stormed off, sprinting up the stairs and to her room before anyone could stop her. I have to go talk to her. Ma immediately started to follow her, but Mom gently held her by the arm and shook her head. We should give her a little space to process it all. Your ma's head hung low, but she stopped walking. With Elizabeth now gone, the two of them seemed to remember you and Lee were still standing awkwardly off to the side. I'm sorry you had to see all that. It's not how I expected it would have happened when the time came. But since it's the topic today, True, is there anything you would like to ask? You deserve to know, after all. Lee patted your back and gave you a sportive look. I want to know. Your parents both nodded in sync to your reply, ready to talk. I can leave if you want to have things to be private. I want you to be here. I can do that. Lee shifted a little closer to you in sport, and you were glad to have her with you. It made you feel a little stronger somehow. You turned to face your parents again, preparing yourself for what they were about to tell you. Ma was the first to speak, her voice quivering with emotion. You were adopted as a baby, but 2 years after Elizabeth. We used a different organization at the time, and you were adopted within the US. We're sorry to tell you, True, your parents have also passed away, and no other family took you in, if there were any. That's why you wanted to wait until you asked. We didn't want to suddenly drop that into your lap. We wanted you to be prepared. I don't know, I feel like they should have told them at an earlier age that, like, their biological parents had passed away. That feels like, and that, like, one of them is not even from the US or, like, born in the US. That feels like information you shouldn't keep. I'm not saying dump it in the lap of, like, a 3-year-old, but, like, I think they're, like, teenagers at this point, and I feel like that's a little late.
I'm sorry.
Or sorry, True. He gave you a reassuring squeeze on the arm to show she was there for you. It's not your fault. You didn't kill them, right? You were trying to lighten the mood, but your moms didn't seem any less grim. Thanks for listening, True. If there's anything else you want to know, all you have to do is ask. We'll do our best to answer any questions you have.
Are you okay?
How are you feeling now? Are you going to be okay? Lee watched you closely, as though judging how exactly she should react what's going on. Hey, I started to cry! No, I am fine. I mean, it's not the greatest news, but, like, I wouldn't know how to react in that instant, because as far as I know, I'm not adopted, and otherwise I need to talk to my parents. He spoke with a refreshed tone, as though you had a load off. Your mom smiled sadly, but you knew they believed you. No one seemed to have words after that. I feel like seeing the sister is a bad idea, so we're just going up to my room. You slowly walk past your mom's, headed to the stairs, your mind racing from the conversation. Yeah, let's be alone for a bit.
Okay.
Okay, I'll be downstairs if you need anything. Oh no, she sounded so sad! When safely behind your closed door, you let out a heavy breath before heading over to take a seat on your bed. You lay back on your bed and stared up at the ceiling, tracing the outlines of the old cracks and lines up there with your eyes. You had no idea what to do now, so you stayed where you were for a while, thinking everything through. Everyone had been so upset earlier, and you didn't really know what you could do to help. Eventually, the sun finished setting, casting long shadows on your bathroom walls until the outside was enveloped by darkness of the night completely. A sudden knock drew your attention, causing you to sit up straight. When you realized it wasn't coming from the door, but the window, your head snapped towards it. What is it with Cove and sneaking in through the window? You didn't even have to question who it was. There was only one person who would come tapping at your window, especially at night. You moved closer and looked out. Sure enough, you see a familiar head of green hair on the other side of the glass. In only a moment, you had the window unlatched and open for him to enter. Clove pulled himself in through the window with ease, standing straight in your room and dusting himself off. Clove, what are you doing here? When he saw you, he seemed worried, and he ran a hand through his hair before speaking. I came to the front door. I wanted to come by, but your moms told me they didn't know if you should be bothered right now. That I should come back later. So you decided to go to the window? Ah, yes. Your friend doesn't want to be bothered right now. Try again later. Okay, it's like 5 seconds later. I am now knocking on the window. I know they wouldn't have said it like if you were working on schoolish stuff or whatever. So I got worried. I thought something bad happened. Oh, okay. Still a bit weird. And then you climbed up the side of my house. Yeah, fair enough. You smelled, feeling unrepentant for your discarding your mom's ruling.
I mean...
How else was I supposed to get in? Not, but okay. You couldn't quite believe that he had been really shown up for you like this. But then again, you shouldn't have been surprised. He was always there for you.
Are you okay?
Well, what happened? Cove pulled you a desk chair next to your bed and sat down, his long legs bent in front of him. You fidgeted a little with your bed covers, not quite knowing what to say, but he was willing to wait. My parents are dead. No. I want to know his reaction though. Cove froze out with expected, except for his mouth, which falls open. My budget, okay. Oh, that's sweet, but it's not the answer I'm gonna go with. Thank you for coming. I'm glad you're here. Goes forward in concern at your words. My mom and dad who gave birth to me, they're dead. Without having to say anything else, Cove reached out and pulled you into a tight embrace, his familiar warmth enveloping you. I'm sorry, True. His words were whispers, whispered comfortably into your shoulder. You too. I'm okay. I'm glad you are. Still, he didn't let go. Can you explain everything to me? You nodded, softly before taking a heavy breath and launching into his story. Cove sat quietly and listened attentively, nodding every now and then, or taking in the sharp inhale. Silence settled between you as Cove sat quietly for a moment, completing everything you had said. When he finally spoke, his voice was quiet, drifting through the night towards you. True.
I'm so sorry.
I'm really sorry about what happened to your parents. I'm so sorry. He stopped suddenly and took in a deep breath, a deep shaky breath, and you got the impression he was struggling with whatever was right to say. I'm sad I will never get to know them. I feel bad that I don't feel worse about it. I'm just so mad I should not feel. Yeah, this would be a me option. I never knew them at all. They're strangers, even if they did have me. True, you're not doing anything wrong. You know that, right? I think that you can be as sad as you want, for as long as you need. Or you can feel okay about whatever, whenever you want, or you can feel okay about it whenever you want to. He sighed and ran a hand through his hair as he looked out towards the window.
It's okay.
I guess what I'm trying to say is, whatever you're feeling about it is how you feel about it. You don't have to force yourself to be different. He cried in relief. Thanks, Cove. His words have made you feel better, and you knew it was true. You didn't have to apologize or make an excuse for the way you felt about it all. Cope smiled at you a little, and you could tell he was trying to be comforting. And your moms definitely don't. It doesn't matter if you're not blood related. You're definitely family. I can see that, and I hope you can too. You felt reassurance in his eyes. Aww. A knock on the door made you look up, though before you could even move, it swung open and Elizabeth stood in the doorframe. She walked closer, and you didn't quite know what to do or what she was planning on saying.
So?
Would you mind going? I want to talk to True. You can come back. It's not gonna be forever or anything. Both seemed equally parts concerned and skeptical. Leaving now wasn't a concept that thrilled him. I'm gonna ask him to stay. True, please. This is private. Elizabeth gave you a hard stare. Okay, fine. You waited until the two of you were alone before fixing her with a cautious stare. Elizabeth folded her arms, looking you over. Did moms tell you about your parents too? My birth parents also died. Elizabeth broke eye contact after that.
Sorry.
Sorry. Why did you want to talk to me? Elizabeth raised an eyebrow at the question, as though the answer should be obvious. I was worried about you. I was the one who brought it up, but I made you deal with whatever was left when I was gone. She sighed, glancing upward for a moment before settling on you once more. I wanted to ask you about what happened without everyone breathing down our necks. I'm amazed you noticed that wasn't kind. Thanks for thinking about me. She stuck her nose up a little at that, but her smile was soft. I'm okay, Elizabeth. It didn't upset me.
Hey.
How are you allowed to be that mature? Because I'm an adult playing this game, I'm very mature, and I'm not. I'm actually not mature at all. The lightning spirits in her were quickly gone as she slipped back into his call. You have to be born in the US to become president. Oh. What? You've never heard of that dream of hers before. She noticed your bafflement and continued. I get I was never gonna be president, but it just feels weird, having stuff taken away, and not even getting a chance at it. Yeah, okay, if you grew up your entire life, it's a bit weird, but okay. Or at least from like childhood, but you know what? US laws are really, really weird. I don't like having to know that when I was born, I was gonna have a completely different life. So different, I can't even think about what it looked like in my head. I could have spoken another language, lived away from everything I've ever seen here, had someone else as my sibling. And then my parents died. I was adopted, and the life I got became a completely new thing forever. I can't go back to what it was, even if I wanted to. Having a cell between you and the person who became your sister. I know exactly how she felt. Okay, here's the problem. I know I can understand what she's meaning, so this is not the correct answer. But it is also not like, I know exactly how she feels, but I guess I'm gonna go with that one. It was a confusing feeling to have lived one way for as long as you can remember, but not having it to be what was originally yours. Elizabeth watched you curiously. She was still trying to make sense of this to you and herself. I don't know why today was today. Nothing came up to make me ask the question. It was just something I'd had in my mind for a while. When it was just me and Mums in the living room, I just kind of said it. Finally, and there you go. She shifted from one foot to another, relaxing her stance just a bit. She also spoke more gently. Learning about them and what happened doesn't change how I feel about our family, True. She smirked, fixing you with his sharp eyes. I'd already figured out long ago that moms weren't our biological parents. That wasn't news. Didn't they already tell them, though? Our moms can have kids, just not both together. True, but I'm not half white or native Hawaiian, so no, neither of them could have been my mom. Fair enough.
Nice try.
Nice try, smart Alec. Nothing about the family I was first born in would have made me decide that it wasn't my family anymore. If you had hoped to be free of my big sister status, Don't think you're so lucky. She bumped her shoulders against yours playfully. Her lips tilted at the corners.
You'll always be my little sibling.
Aww. You will always be my little sibling. That's so sweet. We're gonna groan for jokingly. You will always be my family too. Chuckling, she seemed pleased with how the conversation had gone. In the end. We should probably head downstairs and make sure moms are okay. It's been a long day for everybody. Okay, but like, did Cove go downstairs? Because that's gonna be a bit awkward. He gave her a nod. Down we go. You met up... Okay, was just waiting outside the room. Still. You met up with Cove just outside the room and made a short trip to the lower floor of the house together. The familiarity of it all felt nice. Okay, so either the parents are gonna think we let him in, or they're gonna ask questions, because who isn't gonna ask questions about, hey, how did you get inside my house? When you stepped into the living room, you found your moms quietly sitting together at the kitchen table. They both got to their feet when they noticed your arrival, and Ma gave you a careful smile. It seemed they were too concerned to really register that Cove was inexplicably there now. Despite being turned away at the door earlier. Okay, they're just too concerned, fair enough. We're so glad to see you. Everything is alright. That's wonderful, sweetheart, really wonderful. Ma then came over and wrapped her arms around you and Elizabeth, giving you a tight hug. It didn't take long for Mom to join in, putting her arms around both of you.
Love you.
Aww. We really couldn't have asked for better kiddos. We love you. More than we could ever say. Moms. They smelled their comfort. I love you too. It was a nice moment, and you enjoyed it for as long as you could. They both pulled back and eventually grinned at the two of you, and you knew that you all had each other, and you always would. Hey, I hope you're alright. Lee came up towards you, a soft smile plastered on her face. Are you okay, Elizabeth? Elizabeth rolled her eyes and huffed a breath. And you knew she wasn't used to showing her vulnerable side.
Fine.
I'm doing fine. Lee nodded, though you could tell she didn't quite believe her. Well, now, since we're all here now, how about we do something together as a family? Sounds like an excellent idea. We could have some fun before the night's over. I love the sound of that. Yeah, okay. Comes just there like, I'm part of the family now. Why not? This is legit. Everyone is just like, Cove is just part of the family. You hid the smile that threatened to tilt your lip, knowing that Elizabeth must have been in good mood if she hadn't cheesed Cove for being part of it. And no matter what she could have said about it, you wanted him to be here. The two of you had practically grown up together over the past 5 years. Who got a suggestion? It should be something we could do here in the house, with everyone in the same room. We could just put on a movie. That would be wonderful.
Yeah.
It's good to me.
Me too.
Me too. Yeah. Watching movies is fun with the family. My family and I laughed a lot when we watched like Encanto on Disney Plus like 2 years ago or something. Like a bit after it came out. Because we just kept making comments and it was really, really funny. I woke up with some popcorn. The rest of you can pick a movie. Your mom headed off to the kitchen and Ma turned to face the rest of you. What do we have in mind? Everyone can decide. I will watch anything. Anything but drama. We don't need any more of that today. There were some chuckles at her joke. And you thought about what you would prefer to watch. Horror. No. Oh, it's an option. Rom-com, horror, sci-fi, action, family-friendly, comedy, sci-fi. Cool. Perfect. With the basic settles, Ma took sorting through the DVD collection. You didn't notice that Elizabeth was sliding up to you until she was right next to you, arm to arm. Since there's only so much room on one couch, I say I should go to True and I say it should go to True and I. This is our day. Wait, I want to sit with you too. I'm small. You won't even notice I'm here. Elizabeth raised a skeptical eyebrow. Not sure about that. Marsh stood back up with a DVD in her hand and a smirk on her face.
Please?
I want to sit with the cool kids too. Surely there's room for one more, right? It might be a tight fit, but we can make it work. You could tell that Ma was teasing, and Elizabeth rolled her eyes at where this was going. She had expected an easy victory. I bet you want to sit there too, huh, Cove? Matt tapped Cove on the shoulder with the DVD case. He laughed awkwardly about her teasing. I want Cove to sit next to me. I don't need to sit on the couch. I don't need to sit on the couch. I can sit anywhere. It doesn't matter to me. Mom came back with a big bowl of... I do want to know, by the way, what's this? Started beside you, but you ignored it. That made Cove grin and that was enough. Okay, no, this is the better option. I'm gonna go with this one. I changed my mind. I should not have discovered the like scroll back thing, because now I'm just using it a lot now. Mom came back with a big bowl of fresh popcorn and you inhaled the smell of the hot, salty snack. What's the skinny? We all want to sit with Elizabeth and Drew, but there's not enough room on the couch. Matt took that answer in stride and pursed her lips thoughtfully.
What a pickle.
That is definitely a problem. I suppose there's only one solution. All sitting on the floor. Elizabeth and Drew will have to sit on the floor in front of the couch. That way, there's spots behind them. And on the floor at the sides.
Yes.
Yes, that's fair.
Rude.
What? No, the whole point was us getting the couch to ourselves.
Sorry.
Sorry, that's the cost of popularity. Elizabeth groaned and crossed her arms over her chest in annoyance. Fine, True, you're with me in front. The rest of you can fend for yourself. It was a mad dash as Mom and Lee raced for the couch behind you, and Elizabeth and Ma put in the DVD. Behind you and Elizabeth. And Ma put the DVD in the player before joining them. Cove took a seat at your other side, on the floor, giving you a small smile. Everyone soon quieted down, and only sounded to be heard were of hands scooping up the popcorn and munching it down as the movie began. In that moment you couldn't have been more pleased to be part of the family you had. That was so sweet, but I have however decided that I think I'm gonna end it here for now. I did enjoy today's stream. I kind of liked that it was earlier than normal. Don't expect it. I think I will keep it like the normal time. And yeah, I think I will be seeing you somewhere soon. Because I am kind of planning another stream in the next like 4 days. So I don't know when, but I hope I will do it. I will update it on Twitter if I decide which day or decide to not do it. Thank y'all for coming. I hope you enjoyed it, and until next time. Bye bye!